channel. Today I like to discuss a different issue from the distraction. I said distraction of the inflation, high interest rate, and market correction. Market correction, for your information, is normal. It is normal to have market corrections. Whether we are freaking out, it's an opportunity for people to buy some of the stocks on their watch list and all that. So market is normal. As I said, what I want us to focus on is how to compare two stocks in the same industry, to compare apple to apple, mango to mango, biscuit to biscuit, cookies to cookies. We are comparing stocks in the same semiconductor industry. We're comparing the giant Intel and AMD. Obviously, one of them is a growth stock and one of them is a value stock, depending on how your own metric for a growth or for value stock. Before bringing up the Excel, we will go on the technical chart, on the chart, to look at Intel and look at AMD. We will see what the chart is saying, what information we can gather from the chart. Then we will go on a financial statement. What we will do is we will look at the chart, then go on Yahoo Finance. As I often said on this channel, Yahoo Finance has a good platform that you can check financial statement for different stocks. However, for the platform I use to analyze is Momo. I like Momo because of one is it looks beautiful, two it's more detailing, and also for those of us that actually like candlesticks and using some technical tools, it's available on Momo. Fantastic. So guys, before we head on to the technical chart, I like to say this. For those of you who like price action, people like me and others who like price action is good. You like to play with technical tools and all that. They give us a lot of information that we believe. However, for a value investor, what you need most is the ability to analyze a financial statement. You need more of those information than what the candlestick will tell you. It is more in your interest to buy low as possible, meaning you buy stocks below their intrinsic value. To be able to keep it, at least you have some margin of safety between when you buy and the actual price. So you have a gap of margin of safety. Those are the ways the value investors approach this, to buy a stock with a low P ratio. So candlestick price action might not be the immediate need for you. Let's head on to the chart. We're looking at AMD chart here. This is a daily chart. As you can see, AMD on a daily chart shows that AMD is actually bearish at the moment. You can see 50-day moving average has crossed over 20-day moving average, going down. For those doing the trading, this is a sell signal. But for a value investor, for a long-term investor, you should know that at the moment it's on sell. So it's going down. This might just be a good time for you to buy if you want to add more to your position. However, AMD, let's look at weekly chart. Sometimes you need to look at start with daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart. It gives you a clearer picture. But on a weekly chart here, we can see that it's actually just gone below the 20-day moving average, on a weekly chart. This is a beautiful chart anyway, just by the way. So you can see. Then they have all that information there, the market cap, the uh, P ratio. I would not rely on this information here. Not that it's bad or anything, but it's a floating information. It changes as the market price changes. So I would rather I use Yahoo Finance, which is a statement or a financial statement that is already there for the year. So, but here changes, it's floating, depending on what market does in the next 5 minutes or 1 hour. So as you can see, let's go back to daily chart. I want to check the percentage of that it has dropped from the high. The high is actually 164. I actually got in on AMD around the price of 70 $70, $75. Yes, I mean, I have it in my personal portfolio and also in different elite pro funds. Let's check the percentage it has dropped from the high. I would say from here down here, it has gone about 25% from the high. So, but from what I can see, I wouldn't suggest even a buy at the moment, except you are planning to do dollar cost averaging, and all that. It shows that it's going down and it might still go down. So for AMD, I would say the caution. Yeah, let's go and check Intel, since we're comparing AMD and Intel as chip maker, the same industry, and then they have almost the same clients, So let's do that. Now we're looking at Intel. Intel is actually one of my favorite company, my favorite stock. I like Intel. It's either the either the second or third largest position in my personal portfolio. Now let's look at this. Intel. We're looking at a daily chart on Intel. I think Intel is on a support here. You can see it's been here many times and back. Um, Also, what you can see here is that from what I can see, this is the 200 moving day average, 20 moving day average. So the 20 actually crossed over the 50 going up. We're still in the uptrend for Intel. So, and Intel, I'm very familiar with Intel. Intel hasn't gone above 56, 57 in the last in the last either 6, 7 months or so. But then the high of Intel was at 67. That was, I think, earlier last year or so. But for now, what I can say is Intel is 52. Some days ago, it was around 55, 56. So Intel is 52 now. Uh, did a buy anytime, any day. I am for buy on Intel. This is because the way I value Intel, I see Intel as a long time play. That is for me. So I'm not recommending to you, but I'm saying for me, I had I had it to my position recently again on Intel, and I always buy Intel because I have a long time plan for Intel. I'm talking about 5 to 10 years for Intel. I believe in Intel. So let's see what it has dropped from actually from recent high, which is 67. Then I have to go on a weekly chart again. Okay, we're on a weekly chart now. So Intel has dropped about 23% from the high. So it's pretty much, not too far from what AMD has actually dropped. In fact, as we're comparing the two of them, they're actually comparable. They're in the same industry. Let's look at its own market cap. Market cap for Intel stated at 211 billion. As I said, I would not rely too much on information here. The P ratio here is 10. I know Intel has a lower P ratio, but then whether it is actually 10, we have to check on Yahoo Finance statement. Here, because it's the floating information, I won't rely too much on it. But you can also check financial statement on Momo. I think what you can do is to just go on F10, then it would give you load a lot of information about the company. You can see symbol INTC. This is the price. Company name Intel Corp. Listing date 10/21/1971. Wow, Intel. We all know, Intel inside. When first computer we were using, during the Microsoft days and all that. CEO, yeah, the CEO just took over. I think was it last year or so. Listed on Nasdaq. Yeah, employee 110,600 employee. Wow. Uh, Financial statement. Here you can go through the details. Last earnings, quarter earnings, and all that. You have all the information here. As I said, I would rather use that of the Yahoo Finance for what we are about to do. I will bring up an Excel so we can compare and contrast. The market cap, the P ratio, the debt to equity ratio, cash flow. This is to be able to know at present whether Intel or AMD, which one of them, how many years will it take them if they were to pay their debt today. This is when you are trying to do quick analysis on cash ratio and debt. You don't want to just buy companies that are piling up debt and all that. So you want to see, but this has to be done for companies that are within the same sector, same industry. That's how you cannot compare Intel and let's say Apple, or Intel and Tesla. No, you can compare Intel and Nvidia. You can compare Intel and TXL. You can compare Intel and Micron, Intel and AMD. Today we are doing Intel and AMD. We will do others later.
So, guys, we are on Yahoo Finance. I already opened the page for Intel. This is all you have to do is just put in the ticker for Intel here, and it will come up to you. Now, the information we need are the market cap. The market cap is stated for Intel here as 211.6467 billion. The previous close is 53. The current price is 52.04 as at close of business yesterday, which is on 20th of January 2022. The PE ratio is stated here as 10.09. So what I'm going to do is take all this information and put it on an Excel sheet. I will put them on an Excel sheet. So in the meantime, let me go on the financials. While I do that, let me pull up the Excel sheet. So this is the Excel sheet. So you can see here the PE ratio for Intel is stated here as 10.4, approximately 10.4. The market cap as at when I put it here is 218. So what we have seen that is 211. 211. Um, the market cap is 211. Okay, I'll put the information back. No, so okay, I'm back here on the financials, and on the financials, we will go to the balance sheet. That's what we need. We need the the equity debt equity ratio, total liability. Sorry, we need the total liability. Their total, if we need the figures for the total liability entirely. Okay, you can see 2018, 2019, and 2020. So let's use as at this date, the end of 2020. They're here to upload 2021, and we're in 2022. So let's say as at this date, they intend to pay their debt, and you want to do an quick analysis to see which one is better for you between Intel and AMD. So you can see in Intel information here is that total liability net interest is 72.053. That's in billions. Let's copy this. Copy. I come back to the Excel sheet and I put it here. Total liabilities. That's it there. Okay. Now we need to also take the information of their cash flow. So as at this date, end of 2020, their cash flow information. In the meantime, you can go through a lot of there are a lot of information on financials, balance sheet, and all that. But for this exercise, this is what I need. So I'm going down, scroll down. You scroll down where you have free cash flow. Free cash flow. This is the cash in their account that they can do anything, absolutely anything with. Free cash flow, and I copy it. Now, what I want you to observe is in 2018, they have 17.251 billion. They have 16.923. They have 20. It's actually growing, growing, growing. Here, for some reason, they are back down as a 17. It must have been one or two. You know, during the period of lockdown, that's likely to be one of the reasons there. But let's go on the Excel sheet, and I put the information here. So what it means now is that the way total liability to free cash flow ratio is that if Intel intends to pay their their debt, all their debt as at these figures, as at these figures, it will take them 4 years, because it means that each year, let's say a summary, each year is 17. So if they intend to pay with their bill, this total liability with this free cash flow, it will take them 4 years. 4 years. Let's look at AMD. In the meantime, I need to get the information on the um, market cap, right? So I go back on the summary. My system is a bit slow. Okay. On the summary here, it is stated here as 211.647 billion, and the price here is, as I disclosed, is 52. So let me get those information right again. 211,647, 211,647, 211,647. That's the market cap. 211,647. The stock price is 52.04. Okay, so let's go back to here. I put on AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Now, AMD price here is 121 as at close of business on 20th of January 2022. It says here the market cap as 147.196 billion. 147.196 billion. 147.196 billion. 147.196 147 147.196. Let me just put 00 here. And the P ratio here is stated as 3760. The P ratio 3760. 3760. and the price as at close of trade 121.89, 121.89. Okay, so let's go to the total liability. Let's go to the financials. Bear with me, my system is a bit, my internet is not as fast as the, but so we're on the, let's go to the balance sheet, financial, the balance sheet. We only need the total liability figures and the free cash flow to do this exercise. The total liability as at 20 end of 2020 here stays as 3.3 billion 125 million. So I put it here. Paste. Let's look at the free cash flow. The free cash flow as at end of 2020 for AMD. AMD has done phenomenal the last 2 years or so. Yeah, with the lady CEO. These days the ladies are becoming the top CEOs of financials and tech and all that. So let's see the cash flow. Bear with me. My internet is a bit slow. So guys, sorry about that. It was a connectivity issue. So what I'm saying is what we need here is the cash flow. The cash flow as at end of 2020 is 2.96 billion. So let me copy this and then move on to my Excel sheet here. I paste it here. Automatically it gives me 1.05, let's say 1.06. Now let's go over this information again. The P ratio for Intel is 10. The market cap for Intel is 211 billion 674 million. 211,674, 211,674, 211,674, 211,674. Okay. Um, the stock price as at close of business is 52, while on the AMD, the PE ratio is 37, which is like triple the PE ratio of Intel. The market cap is 147 billion 196 million. This is like almost, I don't want to say half of Intel, but it shows that Intel market cap is actually much larger than AMD. The price for AMD is 121 as a close of business yesterday, while the price for Intel is $52. Now you can see on the liabilities issue, Intel has 72.053 billion, while AMD has just 3 billion on the debt, on the total liabilities. Free cash flow, Intel has 17 billion lying in their bank account for free cash flow, while AMD has barely 3 billion. What it means that if both of them were to pay their debt, their total debt as of this balance in their account, it would take Intel 4 years to complete the balance and to complete the total debt payment. While for AMD, it will take only 1 year, to pay their total debt. However, look at the PE ratio for Intel, 10. For AMD is almost 40, like triple or more. Look at the stock price. For AMD, $121, while for Intel, you have $52. Now, it is up to you. Obviously, one of them is a value stock and the other one is a growth stock. It is for you to decide, to check when you want to buy a stock of in an industry. You compare, at least you compare apple to apple, not Apple to Microsoft, not Apple to Apple to Apple. um this these two stocks are in the same industry. They're serving almost the same client, the chip industry. Intel is the bigger giant who is now a bit weaker. AMD is a new champion along with Nvidia and all that. But for a long time play, which of these stocks would you go for? I have both stocks in my portfolio and we have it in our several fund. Um, for myself, I have Intel for a long time play, and I have AMD as a growth stock that I can decide to trade at any time. I can execute at any time. It is a growth stock, and I know that the P ratio is a bit high, but for what you get, for the upside that you have, for AMD, you might still have a lot of upside. For Intel, I don't know. Maybe Intel, you have a lot of upside. I don't know. For AMD, so it is for you to decide.
So guys, we have seen the chart, we have seen the financial statement. As I said before on this channel, I will do a different video to analyze financial statement, to let you understand what are the things you need to also check, whether a company is doing buyback, whether what the company is doing with the money in the account, whether they are doing acquisition to grow. Like recently, Microsoft just bought this game, Activision, whatever. It's an acquisition. It's a way to grow their company as well, to be able to be more competitive in the game industry, where they have Sony and Nvidia and all those guys there. Anyway, for this channel, we always encourage you to try as much as possible to do valuation. Do not buy stocks because somebody on YouTube says buy stock, or don't buy FOMO. A lot is going on at the moment. Be sure that you are calm and collective and do not do anything irrational. So guys, like I often say here on this channel, it is time in the market, not timing the market. Don't try to time the market. You can never get the bottom. Even if you think you get the bottom and it goes further down again, what are you going to do? Dollar cost averaging is a good strategy. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you have gotten value for your time. Please like and share and call again. Thank you.